Today's short story is titled The Endless Road. Driving has always been my refuge. The hum of the engine, the open road, the sense of freedom. It was my sanctuary, my escape. But that was before the endless road. It started on an ordinary night. I was driving home from a late-night shift, the moon a pale specter in the sky. The road was familiar, a comforting routine of turns and straightaways. But as I drove, I noticed something odd. The landmarks I knew so well, the old oak tree, the dilapidated barn, the neon sign of the 24-hour diner, they never came. The road just stretched on, an unending ribbon of asphalt. The clock read 2:17 a.m. I drove for what felt like hours, but the time never changed. The moon hung frozen in the sky, a silent witness to my growing panic. The fuel gauge remained full, the odometer stuck on the same number. It was as if time and space had ceased to exist, leaving me trapped in this perpetual loop. I tried to turn around, but the road behind me was swallowed by an impenetrable darkness. I tried to stop, but the car wouldn't respond. The engine hummed, the wheels turned, and the road stretched on. I was a passenger in my own vehicle, a captive to an unseen driver. In my desperation, I screamed until my throat was raw. I beat the steering wheel with my fists. I even tried to crash the car to jerk the wheel and end this nightmare. But the car stayed on the road, as if guided by some unseen force. The radio was my only companion. I turned it on, desperate for any sound other than the drone of the engine. But the stations were all the same. A voice, calm and emotionless, repeating the same phrase over and over. Keep driving. It was a command, a sentence, a cruel joke. It was the soundtrack to my torment. Days turned into weeks, or was it months? Time had no meaning on the endless road. I didn't need to eat, to sleep, to drink. I just drove. The voice on the radio, my only company. I don't know why this is happening. I don't know how to escape. I'm trapped in a car that won't stop, on a road that won't end. I'm driving, but I'm never going anywhere. I started to write. I wrote on scraps of paper, on old receipts, on anything I could find. I wrote about my fear, my confusion, my despair. I wrote about the endless road, the unchanging time, the voice on the radio. I wrote about the isolation, the loneliness, the sense of being trapped. I wrote in the hope that someone, somewhere would find my words, that they would know my story. I threw my writings out the window, a message in a bottle cast into a sea of asphalt and despair. I watched as they disappeared into the darkness, carried away by the wind. I wondered if anyone would ever find them, if anyone would ever know what had happened to me. The clock still reads 2:17 a.m. The road still stretches on. The voice on the radio still tells me to keep driving. And I do. I drive, and I drive, and I drive. But I'm never going anywhere. I'm trapped in a nightmare, a prisoner of the open road. I'm alone on this endless journey, a journey that leads nowhere, a journey that never ends. I've lost track of how long I've been on this road. The days and nights blend together, a monotonous cycle of driving and despair. The world outside my car is a blur of darkness and moonlight, a monochrome painting that never changes. I'm alone, utterly and completely alone. The isolation is a weight, a physical presence that threatens to crush me. I don't know if I'll ever escape this endless road. I don't know if I'll ever see the sun rise or set again. I don't know if I'll ever hear another voice, feel another touch, taste another meal. All I know is the road, the car, the voice on the radio. All I know is the endless driving, the unchanging time, the unending loneliness. I'm driving, but I'm never going anywhere. I'm trapped in a nightmare, a prisoner of the open road. I'm alone on this endless journey, a journey that leads nowhere, a journey that never ends. If you enjoyed the story, please consider liking and subscribing.